multiplying mixed numbers means taking a whole number in a fraction and multiplying it by a whole number in a fraction. We typically work on this after we look at multiplying fractions by whole numbers and fraction by fractions. So when they look at something like this, it's the majority of the class typically starts out with this common misconception. Okay, 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, now we've been working on fractions, so 1/2 times 1/3 I can multiply straight across. So 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 3 is 6, and they get an answer of 2 1/6. And then I have to come around and crush their spirits and say, hey, that's incorrect. Like, what do you mean? This is easy. 2 times 1 is 2, and 1/2 times 1/3, multiply straight across, got 1/6. And I have to say, no, I'm sorry. Remember, when we're multiplying, we need to make sure we multiply all the parts together. And they still kind of look at me kind of puzzled, so I show them an example. Something like this. I'll take something like 22 and times it by 13. And I'll say, well, okay, 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 3 is 6, so 22 times 13 is 26. And they look at me and say, no. And I say, well, exactly, this is a no too. Alright, we need to multiply all the parts together. We need to take, you can't just take that 2 and times it by the 1, and then not take that 2 and times it by the 1/3. And an easy way to avoid this problem is to get them to think area model when working with mixed number multiplication. And we set it up just like we did with whole numbers. So let's get it set up here. So we get our 2 1/2 down here. And we take our 1 1/3 up here. And now this will ensure us that we've multiplied all the parts. So we have 2 times 1 is 2. I can do 1/2 times 1/3 and put it down here. Get 1/6. And you can see here now, using this model, that the common misconception, we're missing half the problem. We never did 1 times 1/2, which is 1/2. We never did 2 times 1/3, which is 2/3. And now we need to add up all 4 of the products that we get. So I typically just add straight across, and I'll get 2 plus 2/3 is 2 2/3. And 1/2 plus 1/6, well, I can convert 1/2 to 3/6. 3/6 plus 1/6 is 4/6. Now I need to add up these two. And multiplying mixed numbers in this fashion, we're going to have to add fractions, so we need to go back to our working on adding with equivalent fractions. 2/3 is the same thing as 4/6, so I can now add 4/6 plus 4/6 is 8/6, and 2 plus nothing is 2. We get an answer of 2 8/6, which is a perfectly acceptable answer. Or you can take that 8/6, turn it into 1 2/6, which would leave you with 3 2/6. So area model really helps make sure they're getting all the steps when multiplying mixed numbers. Let's look at one more example. 4 3/4 times 3 2/3. We're going to use area model. So we have 4 3/4. We're going to multiply that by 3 2/3. Make sure we hit all the pieces. So 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 2/3 is 8/3. 3 times 3/4, which would be 3/4 plus 3/4 plus 3/4, which is 9/4. And multiplying straight across with this fraction by fraction problem, 3/4 times 2/3, 3 times 2 is 6. And then the denominators, 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, let's go ahead and add these up. So 12 plus 8/3 is 12 8/3. And then 9/4 plus 6/12, well, I can turn this into 12s. Times it by 3 over 3, I get 27/12. 27 plus 6 is 33/12. Okay, now we need to add this up and we'll get our answer. We need common denominators, so that 8/3 needs to be turned into 12s, times it by 4 over 4. So 8 times 4 is 32. Alright, stay with me, these problems are a beast. 32 plus 33. 2 plus 3 is 5. 3 plus 3 is 6. 65 twelfths. And that 12 plus nothing is 12. So we're going to get an answer of 12 and 65 twelfths. Again, that's a perfectly acceptable answer. We are okay with what they call improper fractions. It's fine if you want to switch it out. Oh, let's see. 65 divided by 12, we would get a... Let me just convert this really quick. 65 divided by 12, we would get 5 and 5 twelfths. We can add that to this here, and we'd get 17 and 5 twelfths as an answer. Alright.